What is in the numbers for you today?
On today's show, we're going to bring on Master Numerologist Darius Oliver. Stay tuned. It's Awaken Your Spirit presents Divine Numerology.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Awakening Your Spirit Presents Divine Numerology. We are your hosts. I'm Dr. Aaron Garcia.
And I'm Veronica Mendez Garcia. And today we are going to be doing readings. So you put in your date of birth and your full date of birth. And Darius is going to let you know what's in your numbers.
Yeah, so make sure you put those here in the comment feed. And we are live here every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you guys would like to join us live each time when we do our live readings, make sure you subscribe to the show. And by putting in the live notifications here in Facebook. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that little bell icon so you know each time we have a new video that is posted. So we're going to do readings today. We're talking about numbers, numerology, and what that means to everybody. And it's been fascinating each time we have one of these episodes because every time someone goes through a reading, they always are wowed by how spot on these numbers tell about them and their life and what's going on.
Yeah.
And how we can use it in our life and really make a lot of improvements. Before we bring on our special co-host and we get into our readings for today, we always like to start off with a reading from Veronica.
So today I have a card reading, and it's from this beautiful deck of cards that I have. And there's the picture. That's the universe. And the card that was chosen today is the number 4 card. And it says discontent and boredom.
Oh.
Boo.
Boo.
So how many of you are discontent and bored at home? Maybe you can't really go anywhere. So that's the card that was chosen today. And here's the picture.
That's the person in quarantine right now.
You can't. Like, I don't want to look outside. So it says that this card signifies a time when you may experience stagnation, discontent, and boredom. Feelings of restlessness and impatience surround you. A relationship, project, or situation isn't moving forward fast enough and could be draining you emotionally and energetically. Kind of sounds like you might be having a number 2 year also.
Oh.
So you're longing for change, and although one door may be closing, don't focus all your energy on it, as opportunity will soon knock. A window or another door could quickly open, and if your attention and awareness isn't focused, you could easily miss it. Watch for synchronistic events that bring books, speakers, workshops, and new people into your life. Any of these could possibly hold a message for you. So have faith in divine timing and know that everything changes for a reason. This card acts as a reminder that it's a perfect time to reevaluate and search within your heart and soul for fresh insights. So that's the card for the day. Discontent and boredom.
The number 4. And we're going to find out more about what that means in just a little bit. And if you guys enjoyed that, if it resonates with you, let us know here into the comment feed. Give us some hearts, give us some likes. And if you know that anybody that could benefit from the show here, please tag them into the feed here and into the comments and share this in your timeline, because we never know who this message is going to impact. So please spread this message out to those that might need this message today. All right. So we are ready to bring on our special co-host of our show, which is our co-host and numerologist, Darius Oliver.
Hey, Darius.
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? Good to see you.
You too.
I was so inspired by that card that you pulled. I saw the light today when you showed that.
Yeah.
No, I was laughing when Aaron was talking about that's quarantine. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are actually feeling that.
Yeah.
Like there's people that tuned in that's like, yo, that's the feeling I got right now. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
and also with things not moving fast enough, it's like, oh my gosh, like you feel like you're just stagnant.
Right. And I mean, a lot of people are probably feeling that because right now they're negotiating whether they're going to keep unemployment going on. They're figuring out what they're going to do with the stimulus. There's a lot of people that are like kind of waiting and just kind of like, whoa, so what are they going to do? Looking
Yeah.
at the updates on the pictures showed the kid he didn't want to look outside. They don't want to look outside. They just
Yeah.
but that's, you know, how it is. A lot of
Yeah.
people, there's still that element of fear that a lot of people may have. And so they're like, man, they're in the house. They're just focused on, you know, what's going on. So definitely enjoyed that, even though it was so small. But it was so relevant to what people are experiencing.
Yeah.
And it also has, and we'll talk about this, that the card had the number 4 on top. And from numerology standpoint, what could that relate to?
4, waiting.
Waiting?
4 has to do with waiting. It has to do with patience. It has to, yes, because 4 is the worker. It's more of a slower mover. It's where you're doing something and you're working at repetitive. It's a number of repetition. It's the number of things that you do consistently, day in, day out, routine, order, organization. And all the stuff that's happening with the government right now is 4. It in some way it resonates, whether it's the structure, things in the government being restructured, or things in the government being destructured or destroyed or ended. But also just people's lives. 4, as far as trying to get things figured out, trying to plan and organize how they're gonna, you know, operate and move forward is what it has to do, which is interesting. And it goes with the 4 of Cups, which is just like the way that person on that card looks. He's like not even looking out the window. The 4 of Cups. Let me see if I have it right here. It's this guy. He's sitting under a tree, and he's just bored. He doesn't, and he has the same expression as that person in that card. Let me see real quick. And when you pulled that was the first thing I noticed about that. It's coming up real quick. Here it is right here. So for those that can see this.
Oh, yeah. And he has his arms crossed. Interesting.
And it's the 4 of Cups.
So the thing that's holding the extra cup, is that like maybe something coming into his life that's like, hey, like, here you go. But
Yep.
He's like not wanting to really see it right now.
Yep. That if you think of that card, right? I got it right here still. But that's the 4 of Cups, and you just explained his whole expression. But then when you take a look at the Ace of Cups, this is the Ace of Cups.
Yeah.
See, it's a hand with a cup, and it's coming out of a cloud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing. It's a hand with a cup that's coming out of a cloud.
Okay.
So what the Ace of Cups represents is an opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity that he may not be acknowledging.
Yeah, and that depends on his focus, right? Like it depends on what you're focusing on. If you're not choosing to see it, then, you know, it could be a missed opportunity.
Right.
And I think we all go through that at some point, because when we're in these emotional states, if we are bored, we're thinking about all the bad things that are going on, maybe things aren't working out in our life at this moment, and our focus goes into everything that's going wrong, and we're missing opportunities. And what I see from that, the hand, is that the opportunity is always there waiting to give it to us.
Yeah.
But we have to take our focus on what's going on, and we have to be able to turn and look at the opportunity. Say, oh, there it is right there. How come I never saw it before? Because you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
So there's always opportunity around for all of us. But when we're in these emotional states, if we're focusing on all the lack, the limitation, everything that's going wrong, we see going on wrong in the world, then you're not focused on the opportunity. You're not looking at the good, because there's so much opportunity always around us. But we have to pay attention to that.
Yeah. And interesting. Go ahead.
Nope. You were going to say something.
On this card, if you look, there's a rainbow at the bottom, but he's looking the other way, and there's also a castle in the far distance. So he's not really paying attention to all the beauty that's around him. It's just he's choosing to look down at the floor, but there's so much good out there that he can focus on.
Absolutely. So I want to start off with today, and we're at the close to the end of July. We're going into August. Tomorrow's the last day, and so let's go and first talk about what today holds for us. It's still early in the day for at least some of us here on the West Coast, but it's about 1 o'clock on the East Coast right now. And so we have the daily number. Today is the 30th. And what does the energy, what does the number show for us today?
The 30th, so 3 is about expression and sensitivity. It's about communication. It's about being, whatever you speak, being in integrity with that. And whatever is having trouble being expressed, it's important to express that at the right time. With 3, it's all about not holding back expression when it needs to be said. And then it's all about speaking up when the time is right. And when the time is not right, it's about discerning that and being very careful with how we speak, because 3 is communication. It represents that. It represents any form of expression, artistic. It has to do a lot with drama. That's why that's why it deals with cinema and acting, but it also deals with high drama people, like people that are into their own drama of their life and continue to regurgitate it mentally over and over in their thought process. So because of that, because it also has to do with all those things, it can mean people are struggling with depression as well with that number energy, because it's the number of happiness. Whatever it has, it's going to have the opposite too. So that's going to have both sides to contend with. So a person will be learning the lesson of the 3, learning how to really be joyous and happy by confronting the lower emotions of sadness, depression, and grief, so on like that. So with that 3 expression, with that 3 number from today, it is emphasizing everything I said about expression, but the 0 also expands it too and makes it bigger. Whatever 0 comes with, it makes it bigger. It's like putting a magnifying glass on something. That's what the 0 does. It amplifies. And just like if you put a zero with 3, it becomes 30. Well, if you put another 0, it becomes 300. Much bigger than 30.
Yeah.
And so on. This right here is the 30th card in the tarot. This is the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands is it's a pretty good card, we say so, especially when it's upright, because it indicates like something of a celebratory nature, something of a new home, something of a union or a getting together of people. On the card, you see like people that are acting. It's like a stage.
Yeah.
And you see people in the middle, they're celebrating because something, really good and positive. So usually this card has to do with anything related to you look forward to this new home or moving into this new place or something dealing with a structure, because there's 4 wands there.
Okay.
And wands is a fiery energy. Wand is the fire element. So it also has to do with ambition. So it's applying the ambition in a practical way. Also, if you want to look at it.
Yeah, usually like 4, like when you look at like a building or a box, it has like the 4 corners that if the wands are up, it's like holding up something, like the structure.
So I noticed something, and I bet you guys noticed too, is that there's a lot of the 4 showing up at the moment. Even the time right now is 10:21.
Yeah.
With,
so
it comes out to 4.
Yeah.
So the 4 energy is highly prevalent.
Yeah. Also,
And say it again.
the year 2020 equals to
Yep.
4. And I think there's a comment here regarding something like that. Yeah, 2020 is a 4-year, so opportunities are coming.
Well, right now, this is the year of exposure, because it's 2020. And, we think of 2020 vision, hindsight is 2020 vision. But it's the year of exposure. Right now, a lot of people are being exposed. Elites, people that have been in power for many, many years are being exposed because of the awakening from the 2020 energy. Even if you look at the 20th card in the tarot, it is judgment. I'm looking for it right now. So judgment, this is it. It shows Archangel Michael blowing his trumpet, and people in the memorial tombs are rising up.
And let's zoom in on that card. Let's put you solo.
There it is.
And so what you'll see that angel, he's blowing the trumpet, and then these people are rising up. Some other decks will refer to this card as the awakening. So if we're having, this is the 20th card, so if we have it twice this year, then it's double awakening or great awakening.
Interesting.
And so that's why a lot of what's happening right now is becoming mainstream. There's going to be more things actually that come out on the news that's going to surprise and shock the public. A lot has been going on related to investigations of certain underground rings that have recently been brought to light. And it's going to shock a lot of people what comes out. But that's what this year is about. Yes, when the person asked about new opportunities, yes, there are those. And that's what's happening right now. Everything that's going on with the economy, the world, it's all about restructuring. 4 is also destruction and things breaking down. Okay. That's what's happening. But it's also happening simultaneously while things are being built up. Yeah. What we're witnessing right now is the destruction of an old system and the restructuring of a new system of things, based on it's going to be called the people's economy, or at least that's what we're understanding at the current moment. So don't quote me on that, but that's what we got so far. It's something known as the people's economy, something backed by different types of currency is also what we're experiencing. So you're also noticing the prices of gold shooting up, silver shooting up, stock market going crazy. So gold has just surpassed the highest it's ever been in history.
So is now a good time to like pawn your old gold jewelry that you don't use?
I'm not an economist. I'm not a stock market person or anything like that. So any suggestion or thing that I say, a person has to take their own responsibility in their own hands.
We'll put the disclaimer at the bottom here. How's that sound?
Do your research first.
Yes. But you definitely, a lot of people are looking into getting gold and silver right now. And that, think of the year, it's 4. It's all about, 4 is solid, stable. So people are not looking into paper currencies anymore because, it's more of there's a fluctuating nature with it. Yeah. So we're seeing changes to our system of money.
Yeah. And I've noticed, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I've noticed in some stores, they say that there's a coin shortage.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to just get rid of coins and paper money completely and do all digital. Who knows?
Some say that that's there's a lot of different theories on that stuff. Yeah. It's all very interesting. Some are saying that it's a confiscation of coins instead of a shortage, but who knows? I mean, we got to do people do their research and see what's going on, then they'll come to their own conclusions about certain things.
Yeah.
So that's the daily number, and so for those that might want to know, we're coming into a brand new week. We're getting into the first week of August. Let's talk about what the weekly outlook might look like for those, and they can prepare for this next week. So what's the weekly outlook look like?
Well, we have been currently in the 30th month, right? That's what we've been experiencing from Monday until this upcoming Saturday or Sunday. But so well, the energy, I already went over what that is, the 30th, right? That has to do with the Four of Wands, again, in another four. But now moving into next week, after this upcoming Monday, guess what we have? We have the Five of Wands as energy. Why? Because we have that the 31st month of the year. 31st month, not month, 31st week of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a lot of months, man. So with the 31st week, that has the card energy of the Five of Wands, right?
Okay.
So Five of Wands looks like this. It is, you notice that there's people there, they got all these sticks, they got these wands, and they're all like look like they're fighting or combating each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So guess what you're gonna experience next week, guys?
Conflict.
There may be some conflict, some people trying to, and that's what we're seeing right now with what's going on in the house, the government. They're battling it out and competing with each other as far as who's going to pass this bill, what's the proposals, what are these things going to be. But also in people's daily life, this doesn't only mean conflict, but it also means friendly competition. You know, if you're in sales or if you're in a business, this can also mean where this is time to perform. There's a lot of activity that's going to be happening in this upcoming week based on this particular card. The previous one was saying more of it was, for some, it was more of a peaceful time. It was more of like almost, despite all the changes that are happening, almost like just a period where things are just kind of going like that for people. Whether that's waiting, whether this is them just waiting and they're like, oh man, I'm tired of waiting, or whether, oh man, this is very peaceful, I'm enjoying this, or whether they're going through a really tough time and they're just waiting it out until it gets better. Whatever a person was experiencing, this energy brings two things to it. Movement, it'll bring movement, but it'll also bring us where things are also moving slowly as well. So it's almost like a contradiction in terms, because there's going to be aspects that just stay the same because of the four energy, the four nature of it. There's going to be a lot of communication, a lot of expression as well, a lot of business deals, a lot of and you know, so people that are looking forward to that, you know, that are in business, there may be some activity going on there. So be mindful of whatever contracts or anything that you're signing.
Okay.
Double check it. And because you want to make sure that you're benefiting equally as the other person is benefiting.
Yeah.
So those are some of the energies that we'll be experiencing on like a universal level for this upcoming week.
Got it. So that's the week. I hope that helps with you guys. And for those that are watching, if you would like to have a live numerology reading right now, all we need you to do is type in your full name and your birth date here into the comments, and we'll have Darius do a brief reading for you. Otherwise, we'll keep going. So make sure you guys type those in. We'll do those first come, first serve. And we're here to do those readings for you guys. So make sure you type those here into the feed. You know, so before we get into that, so there's many different things within numerology. And again, for those that might be brand new to the show, can you just briefly describe what numerology is and how it can help?
So numerology is the study of the numbers. It's a tool that we can use to understand ourselves and understand people around us and what's going on in our life at that time. We can use it very practically once we learn it to create things in our own advantage. We can choose when you get really minute, or not even so minute. You know when the best time to launch something is, or when time not to, so that you're going to get the best result of it that you're looking for. Even something faster, like a faster result by doing something in accordance with a certain time, versus slowing yourself down by choosing the wrong time. So there's so many different ways that you can learn and use it, whether for you or against yourself.
Cool.
Awesome. And so that's how we use numerology. If you guys would like to know more about yourself and how they can help, again, you can type those here into the comments. Also, if you would like to do a personal reading with Darius and go more in depth with this, you guys can reach out to him at his number, which is 209-898-4103. And there's so much that he can do, that he's done for us and he's done for other people, that just goes so much into like what decisions you should be making, what's your weaknesses, what things you want to work on this year, this month. We talked about the day, we talked about the week, but every day, every week has a different energy that might have something specific for you. So make sure you give him a call if you'd like to go more in depth with that. Like
yesterday, I was on a reading with somebody and I went over her personal hours. And, I said, hey, look, every day at this time, be mindful of this. There was a situation once, another time where I was talking to one of the business owners, where in the city I live in, and I was looking at her numbers and I was like, hey, you know what? Whatever happens at between 6 and 7 at night, don't take it personal. I just said that was it. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, just don't take it personal, whatever happens. And she's like, well, I got to talk to the cleaning people, the people who clean the store. I got to talk to them at 6:30 tonight. What do you think is going to happen? I'm like, just don't take it personal. So she met with him that night at 6:30, and I asked her what happened the next day. And she told me that they let her know they wouldn't be able to work for her any longer.
Wow.
And that was something that came about because of her personal timing. And we can spot those things by knowing what time we're born, and by tracking it down and seeing what those hours are.
Interesting. So like
there's
go
so
like
much you can do
the exact time you were born, but also it would be your date of birth, right? And then all those numbers together.
Right. It would be your date of birth, and it would be your time, because that's going to give the information needed to make that calculation.
Interesting.
And once you have that calculation, once you know that, and if you're a business owner or a business person and you know what your personal times are, then if you have a business meeting, then you'll probably want to do that in your 8th hour. Because 8 represents flow, commerce, communication, material comfort, success, connection, disconnection, interaction. So what are you going to you want to do that? You want to use that energy during your 8th hour. You want to have that, you want your career to be boosted. So you're going to choose that as close to that time as possible. And these are, you're going to want to do that either in your 8th hour or even your 17th hour. See, because
17 and 8.
Right.
Okay.
And they both carry that energy. If you're going to do something new, you want to launch a new project, boom, 1st hour. You want to hang out with family or set up a date, going to go on a date, do it during a 2 or like a 6, or even an 8, because that's connection. That is maintaining connection in a relationship.
So for those that are trying to keep up what he's talking about, it's an 8, it's a 6 and all that. So if you think about each hour represents a number. So right now we're in the 10th hour of the day. And so 10 is 1 and 0. So if you add the 1 and 0 together, this would be a 1 hour, if I got that correct.
So yeah, you're on the right track. Yeah.
So and just stop me if I get anything wrong. But for those that are watching and then just following along, is anytime you have come to something that has a 2-digit number, you always want to break it down to one single digit. So just take those 2 numbers, add them together, and that'll give you that energy of the hour.
So if you're born, like you have your date of birth and then the time of birth, you total everything, it equals 10. So would you go by like right now, like 10 in the morning, or would it be like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 1 in the morning?
Or both.
Yeah.
So if it's 10 o'clock or if it's 1 o'clock, so the thing they have in common is, say it again?
It's still the same, maybe?
Because it's a one energy, yes.
Okay.
Now, and so that's universal time. That's universal time and how universal time affects us. So then there's your personal time, which even though I'll tell you to do something in your 1 hour or your hour that equals 8 or 17, it's going to be different than what the universal time is. So, for instance, right now, so I'll tell you that at 4:19, that's my second hour of the day. That's my second hour of the day, between 4:19 and 5:19. Between 6:19 and 7:19, that's probably my 6th hour of the day. And, just going on like that. And so even though it's not exactly corresponding to you, so the whole point is that there's different sets of time for everything and everyone. And it's one of those cool calculations that we do, man. It's that deep stuff.
Yeah.
So if I have a personal hour that I'm working on something, if you tell that to somebody else, it might be something completely different for them, and it may work out for me, it may not work out for them.
Exactly. Exactly. There we have the art of business.
Yeah.
You see. And but that you need, you do planning before all that stuff, choosing the days before.
So that's interesting with business partners, because there's two people. Now you have to kind of work around the two people versus just one and find out what's like a good number for the both of the partners.
Interesting.
Right.
And then what if you have a couple of people? Oh my gosh.
Then you would choose it for whoever's the coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay.
The person who has the most influence.
Okay.
So the person who has, like, if you're gonna do a CEO, you're not gonna do every employee that he works with, but you're gonna do the CEO because he controls the entity. You're gonna find out the CEO's information, and then you're gonna find out the business information. And do that calculation on both, show the compatibility. And I've done this too. It's crazy. Like, because there's business owners, they'll get numerology readings for their business year, their fiscal year, and all this stuff like that. And they'll ask these types of questions, and anybody can use numerology and should.
Gil says you guys are wise beyond your years.
Oh, thanks, Gil. Appreciate it. Hey, are we getting any questions or comments?
Just a couple. Gil says, we were talking about earlier about the expressions of the week and the months and everything. He says, very, very interesting. That expression keeps showing up, the Great Awakening. Everything that he just said is being said by other people in groups. So that's what our discussion from earlier, when we were talking about the gold and the politics, all of that stuff. But it's very interesting at how this all works. And if you guys would like to have a personal reading for yourself here live on the show, just make sure you type in your full name here and also your birth date. And even if you've done it before, there's so much more that we can do with that if you'd like to go even more in depth. So make sure you type that here into the feed, and Darius will do that here for you.
Yeah, so I think Gil has put his information before, but you could do it again. There's always some, maybe something that was missed from the previous one. Yeah,
so if there's anything more you'd like to know, Gil, make sure you type in your birth date and also your full birth name. And if there's anything more that we can share with you, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody else watching, I see Mary Sterling's watching. We got a watch party going on, so welcome here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment here into the comments as well. Love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, on the watch parties, we don't see all the comments that are on there or any comments at all. So you'd have to tune in to...
We see them, but we can't post them. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, you're on the watch party.
Yeah, I got a watch
see.
party going on.
Okay.
So I can see them all, but I could just talk about it. But you won't be able to see me to pop it up in here, just like I do with Gil.
Yeah.
But you can do that with a watch party.
Unless you're on this specific live, then we can pop up your comments.
And if you get your own watch party going on, we won't be able to see your comments. So just type the comments in for other people, and we'll get to you. Got it. So this year. So we're still talking numbers because everything's about numbers. So what else do we have in store for this year?
So for the year in general, so in the year in general, for this 2020, we're still dealing with that period of time where we're in the structuring phase. We're building some new things. We're making some big transitions to a next system. And that calls for some major changes in infrastructure, in the way that our currency system, monetary system, the way that we do business, the way that we interact with people. We're definitely coming into a period of time that is completely opposite of what we're currently experiencing. So this time frame right here, all this stuff that's happening is happening because we're in an election year, at least in this country. Other countries around the world are already there. A lot of them, they have their economies back open. They have everything back open, or they're opening back. But over here, because of the timing of things, there's a little bit of pushback on both sides, and a lot of resistance. And that's the 4 energy again. That's things kind of taking their time and moving slowly. But now with that master number 2020, that's a double master of, that's a master for that 2020 energy. And that also is purifying a lot of what's happening right now. So this upcoming year after this is going to be the year of uprooting.
Gotcha. So Gil says his full name was Ramon Solis, and that's his full name, but I used Gil R. Solis. That's how he goes by. And then that's his full birthday. So he's looking to see what else it might be in store for him.
So for Gil, so let's see, born with the name Ramon Solis. So naturally for Ramon, I know he posted his birthday, but from his name, he has a 7 soul. And that 7 soul in his first name resonates with his day 25. So it makes him naturally very curious. In fact, maybe I even commented on that last time he posted his birthday. But it stood out to me again. And here's his full name. So for your full soul, let's see, that's a 6. Wow, your whole name, if I'm correct, because I did it pretty quick, then your soul comes out to a 6, which is the nurturer, the one that loves to help other people, be around others, but much more the person that wants the family. It makes you a really nice and giving person, and want to interact with people in that way. The 7 makes you naturally very curious in general and analytical, and your brain doesn't stop. So when people tell you, why do you think so deep? It's just a part of who you are. And your brain doesn't have an off switch. So it's always constantly thinking. And it doesn't make any sense when people tell you not to think. And that can be very frustrating if you're trying to get information or advice from someone because you think so deep and you look into things deeper than other people. That's just from the 7 energy of that day. Part of that challenge with that is how to express yourself in a way that others understand, how to communicate in a way that you feel understood by the people, and how to be really integrated. because there's a part of you. What were you saying?
No, I was telling Aaron about the name. He had me unmuted.
Ramon. Okay, cool.
I put him.
Nice. Do a card reading. That 2-5. The challenge is getting people to, because there's two sides of you. There's a side that people don't see. That there's a side of you that most people, there's part people see and people don't see. That's true with everybody, but especially for yourself, for your numbers, because you have that 3 challenge in the 25, and then also it comes out to 7. So there's that part that's hidden. There's there's so much stuff that you want to express that you're not, and people aren't aware of it. You know of it, but it's not really something that people are knowing until you mention it or bring it out. And when you do, then of course, do it with people that you feel comfortable with. But even when you do, then you should feel better.
Yeah.
Got it.
And he says again, 100% on target. That's awesome.
He's amazed. We have another one here for you. So this one comes to us, and we're asking is, so this birth date right here for this person.
1974. For their first 28 years of life, they probably had some challenges and difficulties. I don't know if their name is to see how crazy those challenges might have been. But if they do not have the letters G, P, or Y in their name, if they do not have those, then it means that they don't have those?
No.
In their full name at all?
No.
How about an F, O, or an X?
There's an O.
Okay, and then how about they have an A, J, or an S, right?
And there's an A.
Okay.
I feel like we're doing Wheel of Fortune.
Can I have an A, please?
I feel like we're doing Wheel of Fortune.
A6. Bingo. Hey, that's a good game for a numerologist. But that's 16. If she has that birth date, then and no GPs or Ys, that was a tough time for her. Whatever happened in her first 28 years of life, after 28 to basically from 29 until 54 years old, there's going to be a lot of energy around others, around relationships with people, and particularly women and female figures, mother figures, also being receptive and open to those to one-on-one interaction with other people. And it's going to be super important what people are in her environment, because of the kind of energy that 2 has, and that's going to be controlling the next 28 years of her life. Well, I mean, until she's 54, so that's 28 years after she turns 28. So until 54, just remember that. That's all.
Okay.
Got it.
And then, but as far as like right now for her, she already had her birthday this year, so that's 20. So she's in. Does she have any D, M's, or V's in her name?
M.
And actually, this is the first initial of the first name and last name.
Okay. So if she has that, then this year, and she has BKs and T's, right?
No.
No BKs or T's?
No.
At all, in the full name at all?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow. So it might be a tough year. And as it relates to interacting with, particularly in relationships, only because it's a double 2 energy that's coming out from the outcome.
Okay.
And but the whole point of that, if she uses this well, if she responds to those challenges in a positive way, because she has certain other letters in her name, it can benefit her financially this year, money wise. Because we're in the energy she has going on is a time of endings and things that she's leaving behind and completions. But
sounds about right.
Yeah, that's right.
She's in you guys know what she do. I don't even know who it is, but so she's in that ending phase, but it's having to do with some types of like relationships but something building, but the outcome is that of a 4, a master number related to the 4. So it has to do with that building up, and this is a money type of vibration. So hopefully things will go well for her.
Yeah.
Should she respond well to those challenges that can be brought about by that. Certain missing energies. Does that resonate pretty much?
Yeah, like almost everything. I think everything you said is spot on, and you don't even know. We didn't give you a name or anything. You don't even know the person, but
this is a double-blind study right now.
Yeah, I think
right.
that goes
nice.
to your skills. That you're spot on. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So I'll try something here. So let me just. I'm gonna make sure I got that in there. I'm gonna put this in here into the chat. I'm always curious. So
that's you, right?
That's me. I'm okay showing my age. I'm very comfortable with that. But as far as like we've done this a couple of times, but I'm always curious is like what that represents as far as the year.
Give me okay, what does this represent as far as the year? Can you give me a little bit more to that question?
Let's go business wise. I know we talked about as far as the personal year, right? My numbers come out to about a 2-year. So we know it's about slowing down. It's about a lot of introspection and going with the intuition and finishing projects that may have been started.
Dude, you're lucky, bro. I got your chart right here.
See, look at all my numbers right there.
Oh my gosh, that's how in depth he goes. Like it's not just like date of birth. It goes beyond that.
And all
man, everybody's getting to know you now.
I gotta pop this up here. Let me just take this off here just for a second. Show them
hey,
just so people know what they're getting into.
If we got some numerologists on here, bro, they know everything about you now.
Okay, you got my social security on there.
Yeah, it's right there up in the corner. No, I'm joking.
Oh my gosh.
So that's your chart, man. But I'm gonna go with the information that you just posted, right? So what was it that you were asking about business?
Yeah.
So related in what form?
So let's talk about like new ventures. We're doing a lot of creation. We're rebranding a few things. We're about to roll out with you guys a whole new concept that we're going to be sharing. We're not going to tell everybody right now what that is, but we're creating something to be able to share with you guys, and it's going to be very fascinating. And it's just make sure, from the numbers perspective, timing perspectives, I guess, to bring it all out.
So you're 39?
Yeah.
Cool. Dude, 39, that's a good age.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a very good age actually in the numbers. Let's see. Hey man, after your next birthday is going to be a 5-year period of change.
A 5-year period?
Yeah, starting.
I worked on that already. I'm okay with change. It's good.
Starting right when you turn 40.
Okay. It's a new decade.
Huh?
It's a new decade.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. You're gonna be real busy, very busy. Yeah, dude. For your next 10 years is gonna be very busy.
Good.
You're going into the 40s decade of work, but it will also be activating one of the karmic lessons for you.
No.
It's gonna be, and karmic lessons is not always a bad thing. Karmic lesson number 4, which represents structure and stability.
Okay.
So when you turn 40, so basically your 30s have been your fun time. Your 30s have been your fun time. 39 is a fun year. At least in numerology, that's what it should be. That's what a person, should be experiencing at 39, unless their 3 is challenged. But you have a 4 for your next 10 years. You're going to be 40 in your 40s. And the first energy, that 40 is going to be giving you the potential, the opportunity, showing you what the potential of that 4 is for the next 10 years. It's going to be a busy period because 4 is work and routine and planning and regimentation. Because your 4 is challenged, there will be some challenges related to those things.
Okay.
So the best way to make that up is, you can make those challenges be an incredible strength by really working on those areas. And because the 4 is challenged, it can also mean stubbornness. And stubbornness, but also steadfast. You know what I mean? If you're on a diet and you go on that diet and you're like, hey, look, I'm gonna be on this diet, I'm gonna hit this goal, I'm gonna go vegan. If you just went vegan and that was your own decision, I couldn't give you a piece of cake to eat or anything that had any type of animal. You would not take it. You would be like, no, I'm gonna do this. That's how you are. Huh?
What about a vegan cake?
Vegan cake. If someone gave you a cheeseburger, and you went vegan, you would not eat it under any circumstance. You'd be very disciplined and be like, I'm going to do this. That's another form of stubbornness, but we call it steadfast, right?
Got it.
So stubborn has 2 sides to it. But in this case, that 4, it's going to need for you to be open to flexibility.
Okay.
Because there's still going to be the 5, there's going to be a lot of things for you to reconsider. But even just the forward moving energy that's coming, it should become quickly, just after your birthday. 5 years, man. You might even go travel somewhere. I'm just saying that these are potentials. But it will be important for you to make sure that everything is planned, everything, to the best of your ability. Plan it to the best of your ability, but also be flexible and allow things to be adjusted. Because there will be adjustments necessary.
See, it's good to be stubborn.
So Gil says, I have to go, but I do love your show. And again, you guys are very good and wise beyond your years. So thank you so much, Gil.
Thank you,
Gil.
And we're actually getting to the end to our show too. We'll do one quick one.
Kind of less similar to his.
So, because Veronica and I, we work together. So as we talked about earlier, is when you got more than one people together in the same thing, what's the difference in the energy? So he might have a cool chart there too. So he's gonna plaster your numbers all over the screen for everybody to know.
Oh yeah, you guys want to see that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Veronica.
There she is, right there.
Look
Hang
at
on.
those numbers.
If I get full screen, you get full screen. Where is he at? Let me take this off.
You can zoom out a little bit. There you go. Wow.
There you go. Just get it all. Oh, I see some red in there.
Oh, I see a couple voids.
That's what you need to avoid.
Good thing they don't know what voids are. But well, at least not yet. But so on this chart, And Veronica, you're 29, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So, but going into it,
Actually,
I'm
let's,
20.
looking.
let's do our math here.
Oh yeah.
That's
See, that's
assuming.
why I'm the numerologist.
I do have a master number though this year.
Master number. Let's see.
Can you do it? Or should you just tell him?
I'm going off of a different, something different this time. But go ahead if you want to talk about your personal year. Feel free. But I'm gonna use a different energy current.
Okay.
Ooh, different energy.
So I'm in a year of it was 6.
6 year?
I'm in a 6 year, and that has to do with family and sacrificing for the family type of thing. It kind of feels that way sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
Sacrifice?
Yeah, like staying up till 3:30.
So you posted your year, so you're obviously okay with people knowing. So
Yeah.
let me just make sure I did the math right. 45, right?
44.
Or 44. Okay,
4.
44. So if you're 44,
I think.
You think? If she did her math right.
yep, master, right? 44. If you're 44, you are in you're almost at the end of a 5-year period of change. So
you're getting out, I'm going into it.
you have one more year of it after this. So the last year that you're in that is age 45. When you finish 45 years old, then you'll be in the next energy of this current that I'm speaking about.
So when
and you guys
So when you turn 46.
So when I turn 46, it ends.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But then something else starts at that time. And let's see. Yeah. So, boom. Let's check this out. Hey, this period of time, enjoy it because it's actually looks like it's fun. It's got fun in it. That's what the past. It started at age was 37. So
37.
like between 36 and 37. So about age 37 was when it started. So from 37 to 45, that's how long this particular. Let me make sure real fast.
Oh, that was the year after we met.
Nope. Wait, let me see. Hold up.
Never mind. Forget. Scratch that. Because if I did my math right, 30 when she's 37, that's about a year after we met. And then you're like, nope, that's not it.
Numerologist makes mistakes too sometimes, guys. Let's see.
We also have Val that joined. I'm not sure if she's still on, but Val, if you have your date of birth.
Yeah.
But we're
getting towards the end here because we're just doing a little bit more. But if we can, we'll save it for next time. That way, you guys want to post it up here. And again, we do this every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you guys like to join us, make sure you turn on the live notification button here in the feed. If you're watching on Facebook and if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that little bell icon so you know when we have a new video that's posted. And each week we're going to do the live numerology readings. And all you have to do is type in your full name and your birth date. And Darius here, our numerologist, will do a live brief reading for you guys here into the feed. But you have to make sure you guys show up so we can do that. And if not, we always get to everybody. But as you're there, we'll finish everything by the next episode.
So, just real quick, just to correct what I was saying, the 46 to 50, and then that time frame right there, there's going to be a 5-year period of change going on right between 46 to 50. Then simultaneously, there's going to be also energy related to the family happening.
Hmm.
So the entire year from 46 to that 9-year period, 46 to 54, is going to be really focused on domestic family energy, while the first 5 years from 46 to 50 is going to be focused on a lot of shifts and changes, probably giving you good times despite any challenges related to the family. Kind of, you might feel like a limited feeling of independence in a way because of the duties and responsibilities of the family. You'll probably want to spend time alone, but not be able to because of being busy and having so much to do with the family. So it'll be really important to. Are we still on? We're still on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you frozen a little bit, but we can hear you fine.
My camera went off. All right.
There you
He's
During that time frame, it'll be important for you to remember to take your time and, not allow yourself to be overwhelmed by your schedule.
got it. That's what about planning and structure.
Yeah.
I'll take care of
That's
that part.
what I got for you.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Thank you so much. Hope you guys have enjoyed the readings here for today. Again, if you guys would like to have your own personal brief reading, is you guys can join us here each week on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you join us each time live on the show. If you would like to actually do a full deep reading, you saw those numbers that Darius pulled up with mine and also Veronica's. He can do a full reading from you. All you have to do is just contact him at 209-898-4103 if you'd like to have your own in-depth private reading with him, and he'd be happy. I'm assuming he'd be happy to do that for you.
I would. They can call me.
So reach out, call him. You have his number there if you'd like to have your own numerology reading. Darius, I want to thank you again for being here with us on our show, and we have a lot of fun here. We hope you guys have enjoyed it too. Give us some hearts, give us some likes.
So Val, the last show, we were going to start with her first, but she tuned in late today. And
so if we got your birthday, but if you can tune in next time, we do it early. We'll start with you first.
Yeah, and maybe we'll just read her birthday first, whether she's on or not, and she can watch the replay.
Yeah, why not? Because she's been here, so we'll do that for you. But make sure you join in because it's even more fun that way.
Definitely, guys.
All right.
Cool. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We highly appreciate you. Make sure you tune into the show each week, and we will see you next time.
All right. Have a great day.